The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Jigsaw Dating, preferred dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys, and broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Christy Scales, Aisha Morrison, Nicole Hutchison, and Jess Navarez.
Hello and happy Wednesday, Cowboys Nation. Welcome into Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Jigsaw, the preferred dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Nicole Hutchison alongside Aisha Morrison, Lydiana Reyes, and Jess Navarez. I'm sorry, we started off yesterday saying her name was Isaiah Morris, so that's why.
We still have the sticker.
We do.
Anyone wants to see it.
It was kind of funny.
No. So we're in the media room, and Aisha comes up to me and she said, "You think you're real funny, huh, with the sticker?" She's like, "Why'd you put this in here?" I'm like,
Wait, where'd you...
I didn't have it. She had it, and it fell out of her bag, and I got the blame for it. So...
My name's Isaiah now.
Yeah, so I don't appreciate getting blamed for your sticker falling out of your bag. The way she came in and she said, "Was this you?"
Oh, you trying to be funny?
And I said,
Sick.
"No, but I'm gonna keep it now." So I have it in my bag.
That's why you said that video.
That
That's
was
funny.
why.
Isaiah.
I'm sorry.
Isaiah Morris.
It's hard out here.
All right, well, the show is presented by Jigsaw. I didn't even get a chance to say that.
We love Jigsaw.
Yeah, we do love
We
Jigsaw.
love Jigsaw.
Yeah, ladies, we had locker room today. Some good stuff out of locker room. I know a lot of us got to talk to some guys. Oh my God, I just swallowed my gum. I'm sorry. But no, the
goodness.
biggest thing.
Do you need water?
Sorry, no, I'm okay. We obviously got to talk to a lot of defensive guys. What were some takeaways for you all? Because I know this is, we say that it's not really a tall task for this defense because of the way that they've been playing the last couple of weeks. But I mean, it's playoffs. It's playoffs. Hey, a lot of people have said that just because of the way that this Cowboys defense has been playing, and it's at home. But I mean, you have to still give credit to this Packers offense. I mean, with Jordan Love and his weapons that he has, his running back weapons that he has as well. They're very talented. So what's some of the takeaways that you got?
I think one of the biggest things that stood out to me is that every defensive player I talked to was very vocal about the fact that they had to stop the run on first and second down. Earning the pass rush is going to be something that's important in this game. Jess mentioned just how good this Packers offense is on first down, especially with first down runs. I think these guys do expect for them to maybe come out and try to run the ball. They do that to set up the play action and the stuff they want to do in the passing game. And also, too, this is a young quarterback. It allows him to get comfortable and really start to settle into the offense. I think you make him uncomfortable early. We saw in the Buccaneers game when I went back to look at film, they did a lot of blitzing and making him uncomfortable early, and that made a difference in the rest of the game. But, again, they have to earn the right to pass rush with being able to stop the run. So it's going to be all hands on deck.
Yep, for sure. What's something that if you had to decide the biggest key for this Dallas Cowboys defense, what would it be?
Stop the run.
That's
Yeah.
negate the run. And
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
when you're playing a young quarterback, putting him in a position, and don't get me wrong, looking at Jordan Love, he has the arm talent. I think he has a great release. He's actually very poised inside the pocket to be so young. However, when you're forcing a young guy to have to throw the ball time after time after time, it works into the Cowboys' favor with their pass rush. But then also, too, it gives this secondary some opportunities to maybe take some balls away, especially when he's throwing outside the perimeter.
Yeah, I talked to J-Ron today and Jordan Lewis, and they basically said that taking on a young, kind of inexperienced group there's some challenges and there's also some advantages, right? Because when you're experienced, more experienced player, you know their tendencies, you know guys' tendencies and things like that. But when you haven't seen an offense like this or the personnel that they have, it's kind of like, okay, what do you really expect? So it does kind of provide a little bit of challenges.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Liddy.
Well, I was at the locker room, and honestly, everyone was asking, like, how is it like playing at home and stuff? Like, that was, like, one of the big questions. And I just everyone's answer, they're like, oh, well, we're really excited. Our fans are always there supporting us, and so they're just super excited to play there. But yeah, I agree with you. They definitely need to stop the run, and I think there's a stat about this, but the Cowboys do good at like the opponent should not be throwing the ball because the Cowboys do really good at
Stopping the run.
Yeah.
Stopping the run, yeah.
Yes.
Stuff in the trenches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just from and you know what's interesting is we're on the topic of stopping the run. A lot of the defensive guys I talked to today were saying the exact same thing of it's important. That was the first thing when I said, hey, usually I'll go up to the locker room and be like, all right, what do we have to keep an eye on this week? What's the scouting report? And most of the time they'll give you just like really straight on answers and be like, oh, well, this guy or this guy. But this week it was stop the run. Like automatically, almost all of them, that was their first answer. Something else I noticed too is we were talking about this yesterday. We were talking about strides and guys hitting their strides at the right time. Got to talk to Jordan Lewis today. And he's always such a joy to talk to in the locker room. And he talked about how him and Dono kind of bounce off of each other, and they always have since Dono's first year. They bounce off of energy. And he said that's kind of why you're seeing what you've been seeing is once one hits their stride, the other is too. But something that he and Terrence Steele mentioned when I was talking to both of them today is both of them, Terrence, Jordan, and Tony Pollard, all rehabbed this offseason together because keep in mind, they all had their season-ending injuries last season. They were in the rehab group together, so we had already talked to Tony Pollard at this point, and I saw him walking out, and I was like, wait, TP, wait, I have to ask you something. And I asked him, I said, so when it comes to making strides, and you guys kind of are seemingly peaking around the same times and making those strides, because you see Jordan Lewis having the 2 weeks that he's had. You see Terrence Steele improving gradually over the season, and he was the only offensive lineman to play all of the games this season. And then you see Tony Pollard have this last game that he has. It's just no coincidence that they all came from injury. They're all hitting their strides in their own ways, in their own perspective rooms. But Tony Pollard said that they would use each other as motivation in the rehab group, and that they would kind of bounce off of each other. And he said, so now kind of doing the same thing, but also it's really cool to see my brothers peaking like they are right now too.
And J-Ron actually kind of touched on that as well, as far as like the way that this unit has kind of like not piggybacked off of each other, but fed off of each other. There we go. That's the words I'm looking for. And he said that, when J-Lou's having a good game, Dono feeds off of that. When Dono's having a good game, maybe, if Wanya gets some snaps, he's feeding off of that. So everyone in that room kind of really just feeds off of each other, especially, and he said, around this time of year, that's what you need. I think this defense is they're excited.
No, they sound like they're up for the task.
Yeah.
And I mean, in this game, I thought Jonathan Hankins came back last game and he looked himself. It's one of the good things I will say about Mike McCarthy that again him don't get enough credit for is that when a player comes back and when players have come back from injury, whether it was last year or this year, they look themselves. They take the time to really allow them to get comfortable and be ready to play. I felt like holding Hankins out for that one more week actually did pay dividends for them because he looked fantastic against the run last week. Gonna need him in this game. And when you talk about a Dono and a Jordan Lewis, both of those gentlemen play close to the line of scrimmage. They're gonna be tested this week. I asked Mike McCarthy in the presser today if the fact that this Shanahan tree of play callers, how do you say it? Matt LaFleur, and then you also have McDaniels. You've seen teams that do a lot of the pre-snap motion, misdirection, window dressing, very similar. I also call him a San Fran Jr. A lot of the same type of things, and they're not as fast as some of those guys, but they do a lot of that window dressing, trying to get your second level players and your defensive line looking in the backfield or not playing their keys. And so one thing I know that Tank has said numerous times is like, you got to trust your film study. It's easier said than done, but these guys are really going to have to hone in on the mechanics of it all. And Mike McCarthy did say that, the fact that the Cowboys defense does some alignment changes, they do some different things, does help prepare, the offense rather, does some alignment changes, more motion this year than we've seen in past years. It does help them get ready for a game like this. Also playing some of those teams through the season gives you some of those favorable looks, and you're able to, hopefully they're able to rise to the occasion.
When you talk about stopping the run, since it should be the main key for this Cowboys defense, just kind of looking at the numbers with Aaron Jones, he leads the NFL with 358 rushing yards since week 16, 100-plus rushing yards in 3 straight games. That was from, of course, week 16 to 18. We kind of talked about what he does well a little bit yesterday and how they pretty much use him as a receiver. Has there been anything outside of that you've noticed that he does kind of really well? That should be a big concern.
Yeah, no, and I think what it is he is very slippery, if you will. Like there's not a better way to really put it. He's just a very slippery runner where he's going to break the tackles, and you have to tackle well. We talk about this pretty much every week of how important tackling is. Yeah. But this is a game where if you do not tackle him, the explosive plays will start to stack up and up and up. A game of momentum. You cannot afford to let Aaron Jones get hot. You just cannot do that.
Is there a running back that we've seen before that is kind of similar, that has that similar style?
The one from Buffalo?
Buffalo, yeah. I was thinking that too.
Now, their scheme is not the same as Buffalo. Yeah. They're not going to pull and pin you to death and just go power. A lot of their stuff is stretch. Yeah. So they're trying to attack your edges and attack the C gap and stuff like that. And so, again, you talk about a Donovan, you talk about a Jordan Lewis, who have been far more stout, playing close to the line of scrimmage and stuff. Also, too, the linebackers are going to have to be sure about what they are seeing. You mentioned the fact that he does a lot in the passing game. They have this one thing that they do that stood out to me, is they go spread. So that means that everybody is on the line of scrimmage. And sometimes they'll motion him inside, or sometimes they'll fake it. Yeah. And he goes and he's running a route like a receiver, or sometimes he'll come back in motion and he'll have a big run, or sometimes it's a draw. So they manipulate whether they use him for a passer or a runner in situations as well. I mentioned yesterday too, they're doing a lot to, I don't know if A.J. Dillon is gonna go. Have you guys had any updates on?
We just got injury report.
Oh, because that's going to be important.
Whoa, they have a laundry list over there in Green Bay. Goodness. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
A.J.
6,
Dillon
7,
did
8,
not participate today.
11, 12,
that's
13,
big.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18,
Aaron
19
Jones was
people.
Limited.
Yes.
19 people on their practice report.
Yes.
Yeah. You have Aaron Jones that was limited. A.J. Dillon did not participate.
Luke Musgrave, full participant with a kidney injury.
Yes, he had a kidney. He had a lacerated kidney. He's making his way back.
That's wild.
They've been using Josiah DeGuara has filled in for him, and he's doing a lot as a chipper as their tight ends. They're doing a lot in the blocking game to help out this offensive line.
That is something I heard too. Is I think it was Wanye that was telling us about their tight ends and how creative they are with using their tight ends.
Yeah, they're not so much involved in the passing game. Now, I do think that maybe they will try to attack that, because you mentioned yesterday Dallas has had some trouble with some tight ends, but I do think that they're going to with Dallas's defensive line, they're going to have to help out. So,
yeah, I think you mentioned this earlier, but I think everyone can see this. Like, the Cowboys are very hesitant in, like, going out there and, like, tackling. And so I think for this game and to stop their wide receivers or running backs or whatever, they definitely need to not be hesitant and just go and just do it and stop the run.
You're looking for that for the linebackers, for them to be decisive and what they see. Absolutely, girl.
Diagnosing is so important, and I think that's something that you've really missed from a Leighton Vander Esch, because we've talked about this before. Just that was, as he got older and more mature as the veteran linebacker in the room, that's what he became really keen at. And so now that kind of falls on a Damone Clark or a Marquise Bell to really up their game and being able to diagnose plays and really act on it better. But I also think that's where Tank Lawrence comes into play. Although he's not a linebacker or a safety that does that. He does a really good job of being able to diagnose the run, I think, specifically.
You saw Damone actually kind of step. He had a good game against Washington,
probably his best
and that was
game
his
all
best game
season.
as far as diagnosing plays.
Yeah.
The week before, you were kind of like, all right, Damone, what you doing down there? You feel me? So like, it was good to see him kind of just stepping up.
The one thing about Damone I will say is he's had his ups and downs, his struggles of learning how to take this role on without Leighton, and that's not something he really anticipated to have to do this season.
He's not a
But
not a middle linebacker.
one thing I will give him credit for each and every game, whether it's a good or bad game, is effort. He puts effort through and through, sideline to sideline. He is one guy that you go back and you rewatch games, and he is giving you his full effort. 100% of the time he is in, and that's not coachable. That's effort on his part, and so I was really happy to see the game he had against Washington, because I was like, yes, effort, which we always see, but also like, yes, really good effort that's working for him, and so it's only his second year, and cannot believe that. So I really, going forward, I'm excited to see how he takes lessons that he learned kind of being forced in this situation as a middle linebacker, and how he grows from that.
Yeah, like in the last couple of games, like you can see like them holding him and he like can't get around and stuff. But yeah, definitely Washington, he did way better at that. So
if he's decisive, he won't have to, sis. Like if he comes downhill as he's been, we talk about Dan Quinn and some of the adjustments that he's made over the season.
Yeah.
Micah playing in the middle of this defense has helped out a lot. And what I think Brian mentioned this the other day, and I noticed it on film, but I couldn't articulate it how he did. And what he's doing is basically allowing Micah to be, the middle linebacker, and he's kind of aligning Damone a little closer to the line of scrimmage. And what that does, it just allows, I think Damone plays better when he's close to the line of scrimmage. He plays more freely. He plays, yes, and so it allows him. He's kind of allowing Micah and him to play off of each other, and I believe that's definitely been helping him out as well. But I'm prepared to see Micah at linebacker in this game, and situationally to help out in the run, and to also be able to flow to the ball freely to help attack the edges, because I think they're going to have to set the tone with Aaron Jones. Because to your point, Jess, he's a momentum runner. Once he starts, it's very difficult to get him to come back down to earth. And so, because he be levitating playing the Cowboys. We don't have time for you. I know that's your dude, Mel Paso. Not today.
I'm sorry. Look,
I know you struggle.
I'm such an Aaron Jones stan. I am such an Aaron Jones stan, but I will say he has his weaknesses, and that is when he cannot get hot. To your point, momentum runner, when he can't get hot, it'll shut down real quick. You just cannot allow him to get back-to-back explosive plays and think of last time what happened. He had a rally day against the Cowboys.
This run defense is different now, though.
It is. It's not, Hank is back.
Not the same.
Hank is back.
DQ is like, I think that's something that you pointed out, that they're bringing more safeties down to help in the run game too. So I think that's pretty cool.
Dylan, I think it's important because when I was talking to some of the players in the locker room, they would mention, because AJ Dillon is like, he's a bulldozer. He's strong. He's their punch, right? Yeah. And so him not playing, if he doesn't play, it's huge, y'all. I think it's very big because we've seen, even with Tony, is what is his effectiveness when he doesn't have a Rico or someone to split those carries with. It takes away from the explosiveness when they're the guy that's going. So he has taken the brunt of the carries. I really wonder what it's going to be like. I know they've been using their receivers in the run game as well. Light them up. They want to run out the backfield with their freaking. If they want to do this stuff, this end around stuff with their wide receivers, light them up.
Do it early.
Yeah.
You have to do it quick.
Yeah. Set the tone.
All right.
Don't come in here with that.
Hopefully they set the tone.
It is not going to be in the room with us.
Hopefully the Cowboys defense set the tone early. We'll be back right here on Girls Talk Boys Talk, presented by Jigsaw, the preferred dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys, to break down more of this matchup.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
At Jigsaw Dating, we obviously want the Cowboys to bring that 6th ring home. But to be honest, we're more focused on finding the person who will put a ring on your finger. That's why we created a dating app that reveals your face through meaningful conversation, so you can date deeper. Because it's personality that matters the most, not looks. Join Jigsaw Dating today, dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, I told Jazzy I was ready and I was not. You know the drill, Cowboys Nation. White out at AT&T Stadium this weekend. Show out for our boys as they take on the Green Bay Packers in the 2023 NFL Wild Card Round in an all-white game day outfit. Head to the pro shop near you or log on to shop.dallascowboys.com, a Fanatics experience, to find your whiteout gear. Yay. Love that.
I need to go buy some. Yeah.
Well, if you go to the pro shop near you or log on to shop.dallascowboys.com, a Fanatics experience, you can find your whiteout gear.
Please.
I don't know if you heard.
Jess! You're so petty.
First the
I love
Isaiah.
you.
First the Isaiah. Now the...
I love you. I love you.
Stop.
But no, y'all. Injury report.
Yes.
I guess we can start. Just talk about defense today. Stephon Gilmore did not participate, of course, but it is veteran rest day, by the way. I know Mike McCarthy did say that he should be practicing on Saturday,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Just to kind of see how he's feeling. Malik Hooker, well, he was a full participant, but
Good.
ankle injury, yeah. And then, yeah, the rest is offense. Oh, no, Jordan Lewis, limited today.
Before what?
Veteran?
Oh, NRI rest day. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry about
veteran
that.
Oh, he's
Veteran
just,
rest day, my bad.
just a
Yeah,
senior
my
citizen
bad.
out here. That's all.
No, we actually got to hear from Stephon Gilly. He was in good spirits, y'all.
He really
was
is.
in good
He's
spirits.
excited.
He said that he's excited. He plans on playing on Sunday. That is something that he is solely
Adamant
focused
about.
on and adamant
Very.
about. I know for sure with the shoulder injury though, can you play on that? Because
So-
they popped it back into place. I do know that for sure, which is.
Oh, my phone is going off.
But I don't know about that one. I know he said that they might have to play him in like a harness or something.
Yeah, so when he was talking about it, he said they would probably put him in like a protective harness that doesn't, the way I tried to understand it is it doesn't allow certain movement to
Yeah.
where it could potentially pop it back out again. But what's interesting is, so Mike said he probably wouldn't practice until Saturday. When Gilly was talking about it in the locker room, he had said that he would probably plan to test the shoulder a little bit more tomorrow. And that might not necessarily be at practice. That might just be something with the rehab group because that's who he's been working with. But it's so funny because you know he's a veteran player, but he's like, it's just another thing I have to play through, just another thing I have to work through. It's part of my job. These guys are so tough.
Facts.
These guys are so tough. He popped his shoulder out on Sunday, and he's here like, hey, I'm going to play a game a week later. He's very, very adamant about it. And he said, we know the opportunity that's in front of us, and we need everybody, including myself.
Well,
So,
he has that
very
experience, that playoff experience.
Yeah.
So he knows how crucial it is to have everybody's hands on deck. They actually just sent a new updated injury report. Jonathan Hankins was limited today with ankle.
Limited
But,
to start the week is good for
so,
him.
yeah, that's a good.
Yeah,
good
or
thing
they're
to know.
probably just managing it to make sure he's good. But I saw him working drills
Yeah.
and he looked like
Hank.
He looked like Hank. Jess, you talked about the shoulder sleeve thing. I asked a couple players about it that have had to have it on before, and number one, Stephon Gilmore's pads are small. He wears small pads, so the positioning of it and stuff. I from my understanding, they've evolved the shoulder sleeve, so it's not as bulky and restricting and stuff like that. Because I was asking, I know Nabone Clark has been wearing one too, so I wanted to kind of get a gist of what it feels like and things like that, because he's been big in tackling Like, even in that game, he got hurt tackling. And it's one thing that I think is underrated about his game is how well he tackles. And so you want him, especially against this team that has yak ability and stuff, you want him to be able to do that. So we'll keep an eye on that, Jess. Thank you for that.
And with the possibility without Stephon Gilmore, who we looking at?
Nashawn is who they rolled out there.
Yeah, they
and I'm not super nervous about that.
Yeah.
He hasn't.
You got talked to him today, right? Well, you did.
You talked to
You
Nashawn?
talked to who talked to Nishan today?
I seen somebody talking to him.
I thought it was
me.
you.
I literally probably just said, "Hey," in passing.
Well,
I swear I saw you.
we saw him have a pretty good
Yeah.
camp. We saw him have a pretty good training camp as well. I think he's
That's
developed.
right.
He's developed.
You didn't get it.
That's right. She needs help.
Nishan,
I
right?
did. It
It's
was
a
right
pun.
after Wanye.
That's why I know, because
I'm
they're
sorry.
locker buddies.
But I talked to like 20 different people today, so I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember. I did.
You
He
were
did.
right there because you were like, I didn't say hi to you.
I was. Yeah, no, he feels really good. Sorry.
See?
My bad, y'all. My
I'm glad I
bad.
could jot your memory.
It's a
but yeah,
lot. It's a
we're standing
lot.
right there.
No, he
Okay.
said that he's feeling good heading into Sunday. I didn't get a chance to ask him if he is playing in place of Stephon. You know, what's his confidence level as far as getting out there. But I mean, he looked good. He feel good. He said he's feeling good about the possible opportunity. So yeah. Dang, I forgot I talked to
Yeah.
him.
We also talked to Anything But Bland.
Yeah.
Such a gem. Such a gem.
Yeah.
Got to talk to him for a long time. I felt bad because I was like, Aisha, do your thing, talk to him, and then I'll come back. And then, like, the media huddle came over to him, and I was like, I'm so
guilt.
sorry. I felt bad. But he pretty much, people are asking about Gilly and his availability. He's like, look, if he says what he says, he says what he says. But it was really cool to hear him talk about his honest feelings of going to the playoffs. And he talked about, he's like, I'm a little nervous, but I know once I get in, it's just going to kind of wipe away and I go back into game mode. And then he talked about how I asked him, does getting your interception, because he went through a little bit of a dry spell, getting that interception in the last week, does that help you boost confidence for the playoffs, or do you kind of wipe it away and you do something new in playoffs? He's like, oh, I wipe it away because I just want one or multiple. And he does his little laugh every game. And you know which laugh I'm
The fact that I
talking
can
about.
hear him doing that is sick.
And so, I think for him, just being a younger player and also picking his mind a little bit about this younger Packers team and kind of how that plays into this game, it was very interesting. And I think he's just grown so much this year alone when we talk about guys in the secondary and guys that will have to step in if Gilly can't take a full load or he's not available. It's now or never.
Yeah.
This is all you have guaranteed left is Sunday until you win. So now or never. They know it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has been like a little quiet like a few games ago, but last game when he got the interception, I was like, okay, so I think he's definitely due for another one this game, and I think he can do it.
Yeah, when we talk about takeaways, the Cowboys are 12-1. We're recording a takeaway in 2023. The Dallas defense, 26 takeaways in 2023. What opportunities does taking on the Packers present as far as creating those takeaways? Do they have any opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the quarterback, I think first of all, I really like the player. It's been a fun watch kind of seeing him and his development and stuff. He's way ahead of schedule to me. I think you kind of seeing what happens when they get to sit for a little bit and develop. But one thing about Jordan Love is he does a lot of work in the pocket. Mm-hmm. He's not much of a scrambler. Mina had a fantastic stat about the fact that when he gets outside the pocket, he's 31st in the league with delivering the ball and QBR. So he likes to do a lot of stuff inside the pocket. Cowboys love that stuff. You understand me? Like, they would prefer that. They have struggled at times with mobile quarterbacks who have escapability and stuff. This guy likes to stay inside the pocket. He also, too, can get a little, I'm not going to say, he can get a little careless with how he is holding the ball in the pocket. So I will see if there are opportunities for maybe strip fumbles or something by this defensive line, maybe some batted balls, because he will feel pressure. Sometimes he'll step up. Sometimes he's just like, I'm not moving. I'm about to pass this ball. So I would also like to see the Cowboys defensive line get their hands up in the passing lanes. But another thing that I noticed, and he has improved on it as in this last 6 games.
Oh my God!
But
Oh,
he has improved on it.
Hilarious.
But This is a quarterback that really attacks the middle of the field at a high clip, and he does it
Not
efficiently.
consistently, though.
But when he attacks on the outside, there are times where he's throwing off that back foot, that ball's a little floaty, and that does open up opportunities for this secondary. And maybe you haven't seen it in the other defenses. There were plenty of opportunities there for Chicago to take the ball away. They just don't have the ball hawks that the Cowboys do. So I'm definitely looking at how they attack them there, but also this is a young quarterback. I talked to Jordan Lewis. You can show and go with this guy. Like, I expect for the Cowboys defense, and Dan Quinn has been throwing out some different looks, some disguises, some things like in the secondary, maybe working with the safeties to maybe trip him up a bit on what he thinks he sees, and maybe there'll be some opportunity there as well.
All right.
Sorry.
Girl.
Yeah, so you mentioned like he throws it and it's like not a lot of velocity, but it floats. So that is also a very good opportunity for our defense to get an interception or to stop the ball. So I think that'll be really good for our defense.
Yeah. We were talking to Wanye, and Wanye was like, Wanye is so funny. But he gives really good information, and he was like, well, if I had to say somebody's going to have a good game, he like pointed over to the lockers across from him. All I can say, I'm not going to rat him out. I'm just going to say keep an eye on the safety game, because I really think they're emphasizing safety takeaways, to your point, Liddy.
Yeah,
I think safeties are going to be a little bit more involved in trying to get those takeaways this week. But I'm not going to rat out Wanye.
I was about to say the number, but I was like, you know what?
No. We could have some spies watching this podcast.
We're not going to do that.
Yeah. Just safety group.
All right, well, we're going to take our second break. We'll be right back right here on Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Jigsaw, the preferred dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
At Jigsaw Dating, we obviously want the Cowboys to bring that 6th ring home. But to be honest, we're more focused on finding the person who will put a ring on your finger. That's why we created a dating app that reveals your face through meaningful conversation, so you can date deeper. Because it's personality that matters the most, not looks. Join Jigsaw Dating today, dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
You know that sound anywhere. It's the crisp crunch of that first nacho chip. With its perfect cheese to sour cream ratio sitting atop a layer of delicious beans, it's a sip away from perfection. That's what we're looking for. Add a delicious, refreshing Pepsi and we've achieved absolute nacho nirvana. Because while you can pile those nachos high with every spicy, cheesy, savory topping, there's no topping a cool Pepsi finish. Nachos, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Return home to take on the Green Bay Packers in the wild card round of the 2023 playoffs. Get ready to white out AT&T Stadium on Sunday, January 14th at 3:30 p.m. on Fox. It's time to seize everything. For playoff updates, visit DallasCowboys.com/playoffs. Carpe Omnia. Time. And wear white if you're going to the game. If you're a Packers fan, please also wear white if you're going to the game. It applies to you too.
It's game time, y'all. Did you know you get on her nerves? What did you say?
Why?
Not the Packers.
Oh.
What?
Dude, they're going to be wearing their cheese heads, literally.
Look, I'm dating a Packers fan. It's rough in the house this week. It's real rough in the house this week.
Yuck.
I know.
I hate that for you.
On the couch.
I love it for me usually, but this week I'm like, boy, get away from me.
Put him on the couch.
I should. Matt, if you're listening, you're sleeping on the
Packers,
couch.
49ers, Eagles, don't breathe on me.
Eagers?
Get away from me.
Frauds? The frauds?
Packers, 49ers, or Eagles?
Or the frauds?
I don't want you breathing on me.
Packers, 49ers, or the frauds? That's what I heard.
Y'all are sick. No, y'all are sick.
I hear frauds.
Absolutely.
I don't know what you're talking about. They're the Philadelphia frauds.
Yeah, they definitely did like identity theft.
Yeah. Didn't last long.
They faked it.
The door.
What?
All right, y'all, it's game time.
All right, let's go.
Literally. You get it?
She's rubbing off.
What I did
Yeah.
Jazzy.
She's a hater, dog. I'm telling you.
It's game time.
Your biggest op.
She really is. All right, y'all, for real. So it's called over under.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so basically, I'm gonna say a little stat.
Okay.
If y'all think it's over the stat, y'all say this. Y'all go like this.
Okay.
If y'all think it's under the stat, y'all go like this.
This is so fun.
Wow. All right,
It's very
bet.
innovative. Shout out to Jazzy.
Shout out to Jazzy.
For her arts and crafts.
And Ivan, because he
Out of
really,
the
I know
box
he did this
thinking.
in the back, because Jazzy was going to leave us out to dry.
How'd you guys do this? You glued it.
No, I'm playing. She wasn't. She really the GOAT.
Yeah,
All right,
Jazzy
y'all.
is the GOAT.
She really is. Shout out
100%.
Jazzy, the
We
best
love her
producer
so
ever
much.
in life.
Yeah. Everyone needs a Jazzy.
All right, we're ready.
Sickening. Deron Bland's going to get an interception.
Oh,
Where you at,
hello?
Aisha?
Oh,
Did you hear the question?
you
How
gotta,
many?
Yeah, you got to say a number, sis, so we can say
I'm saying
over
two.
or under.
Oh, I said
Well, no,
one.
there's
but
one.
it's
So
one.
is he going to get one?
I'm going to say two. Screw it. YOLO.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to yeah, how do you know, like...
I think he'll get one.
Yeah, fair.
Oh,
Same.
even.
Same.
Okay.
Y'all are sick.
Yeah.
I think he'll
one.
go over.
Oh, no. You know what I'm going to say?
Over.
Yeah.
I'm going to say he's going to get a pick six, not just an interception. So technically, I'm going to go over.
Period.
Okay.
I like
There we
that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Second one. Dang, I can't even read my
Why are you
handwriting. That's
smelling
crazy.
it? Can you stop smelling it, please?
Oh my
She
goodness.
smelled it.
Biggest reception for CD will be 55 yards. Why do you look stressed?
Because I'm thinking about their defensive scheme. I'm envisioning it.
Well, we saw a 92-yard
They
reception.
run single high a lot. I'll say over.
All right. What y'all think? What's the biggest reception he's going to get?
60. Going around 60.
I would say.
What I said, 55?
50.
I said 50. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
my bad.
I'm
I'm
gonna
going
go
to go
60.
55.
Dang it. I think Brandon Cooks is gonna have one. A big.
Dang, I was going to go to Brandon Cooks after this.
Well, there you go.
All right. Well, Brandon Cooks scores a touchdown.
It's a given after this. What? Last
Okay.
Had a score.
Dude, I love his
But
little...
wait.
Alright.
Same.
Yeah.
He's getting
okay,
one.
same. One.
He's getting one.
There we go. I should have thought about that, like a little
That's
even.
okay. That's okay. It's
I'm
okay.
sorry, I
We
was trying
figured
to
it
be
out.
creative.
Figured it out.
All right.
It's okay.
Dono gets a pass breakup and an interception.
I don't want to answer.
Even?
I know. I don't either.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No faith?
I don't
Nah,
know.
I
Is
think
that
about faith.
I think he's gonna be doing more in the run game.
That's a good point.
I see him
I can see
having
that.
Maybe a
I see
forced
him
fumble.
having more pass deflections in this game. If he doesn't have interceptions, I see multiple pass deflections. So I'm gonna go under with the interception, but I think there's gonna be multiple pass deflections,
Okay.
and not just from Dono. I think overall you're gonna see a lot more pass deflections, or to your point, forced fumbles. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Dono.
Cowboys contain Aaron Jones to 50 rushing yards and 20 receiving yards.
Wait, so yes as in under?
If they go over 50 rushing yards and 20 receiving yards, that'd be
Sorry.
over.
I'm sorry.
Under
I'm
that,
sorry.
do you think the Cowboys can contain him to under that?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I saw what they
Sorry.
did.
I feel like they can.
I think I like what they did to Christian McCaffrey. I'm gonna see if they can do it again.
Okay.
Let's see if they can do it
Confidence
again.
I'm sorry.
Because he wasn't the one that hurt you even when you played the 49ers. It was the other guy. He's running all by himself, sis.
I
It's
know.
possible. That's 90 yards. Well, 70. 70?
Yeah.
They might be able to hold him to 70.
70 yards total, yeah.
It's Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
All
say
right.
I'm gonna say over.
Hunter Lipke gets involved in the run game. And he scores
Oh.
a rushing touchdown.
You know what? Yeah.
But I'm going to go even.
I like your face.
I feel, yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
go even.
Maybe give him the ball. Maybe give him some
I think
confidence.
I think he needs to redeem himself from
Yeah.
that fumble in the goal. In the end zone.
Yeah.
Under? You don't think
Yeah.
it's going to happen?
No,
I just don't think you got to.
I don't think a touchdown. And also, if you do see him involved in the run game, he's going to be blocking like he's been.
Yeah.
But also, that's no shade to him. We talked about in the locker room today how anytime somebody gets a touchdown, they'll give that ball to somebody as like a credit or a thank you. A lot of guys mentioned they give it to Hunter for his blocking abilities. So
That's true.
Yeah.
if it's not broke, Don't fix it.
I really think I just want to see him.
I do
just
too.
kinda
I think that's a next
get
year
that
thing.
opportunity.
I think that's a second year leap thing. Very similar to how I felt about Kevontae Turpin last year, wanting to get more involved in the receiving game.
Yeah.
I think you see that a little bit more as second year.
That's a good point.
So I want to see it too. But
Tony Pollard sets a new season high rushing yards.
Well,
He
it
has
says-
122 yards. That's a season high for him.
Well, they're giving up 120 on the ground. Baby. Baby's out there too.
All right, bet. The Cowboys will score 40 points. I don't know where I'm going with that one yet.
that was what they averaged at home most of the season.
They're giving.
I would say under.
Wait, I would
They're
say
giving
even.
up 20 per game, right?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Average.
But
pretty
they're
much
also at
20, yeah.
home.
They average
Sorry.
30 at home.
Yeah.
Well,
I'ma
the
say
last
under.
few weeks. Yeah, me
I
too.
think they're going to score like 35. I'm going to go under.
Honestly, I don't see this being a high-scoring game for either
Good
side.
point.
I think if both teams are playing like they should, nobody's scoring over 30.
I don't agree.
I mean,
I don't agree. Their defense. I think the Cowboys should be able to put up 30.
they should. However,
I said 40
They
though.
should.
Well, it's going to be, I'd say 35.
yeah, I'm not going to go over 30. I'm going to say 30. Sorry.
What you think, Liddy?
I'm gonna say even. This is my even.
She's
They're going 40
That's a
points.
smart even.
40?
Yes.
Oh, I like that. Here we are making it all
Right?
difficult.
Yeah, I'm gonna say even because, like you mentioned, the defense isn't that great, and I think if the Cowboys are on their A game, they can do it.
Period. All right. I think that's all, guys.
It's not.
Oh wait, no, it's not. No, it is. That is all the ones that I had. It's a great game.
Oh, I have one.
It's lovely.
I have one for you.
Okay.
Brandon Aubrey kicks 3 field goals in this game, over or under?
Hell yeah.
Over. No,
Oh,
I'm
wait.
talking field goals, not extra points, field goals. 3.
3.
I say
Over, under.
even.
I'm gonna say under.
Okay. I know.
I don't want them.
Is he gonna make them? Yes.
She said yes.
I said yes.
Oh my gosh! She scared me. I thought she was saying
said
this.
yes.
I'm like, girl, the juju.
No.
Wait,
no.
knock on wood though.
Wait,
This is not wood. The wood's
Oh.
over there.
it was the
there you
fact that
get
all
it.
I saw was your thing just fly.
I was like, what the? Don't put that evil on him, Ricky Bobby.
Yo.
No,
He's gonna
but
kick 3 field goals.
Yeah, that means
That's believable.
but that means the Cowboys drive down the field 3 times and they do not score
I don't-
touchdowms. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
That's
3
why I said under. I don't want him to have to be kicking.
exactly.
that's smart.
I don't
Okay,
want
guys.
him to either, but
But realistically, 3. I'm gonna go 3.
I think 3.
I do too.
I think he's gonna end up kicking 3.
I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna give him 2.
3.
I'm gonna give him 2. So I'm
I
gonna
said
say under.
under.
Your eyes.
Under for 2.
I'm
I'ma
going
say
with
2.
3, y'all.
Okay.
You got one?
Huh?
Yeah, you have one?
Shabba-dabba-da. I'm thinking, ooh. I guess we can do Jake Ferguson has 5 receptions.
Over.
I'm gonna go 7.
I can see him getting involved. Yeah, 8.
7,
8 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Around
Did you know
like
most
Wait,
targeted?
he was-
70 yards.
He wasn't targeted a lot last game, right? Or
I think he got like 7 or 8 targets. He's the second most targeted player on
Yeah.
the team, but also to just taking a peek, haven't gotten too deep into their defensive film, but they've given up 105.3 rating to tight ends, and I mean Kate Otten from the Bucks just tore them up in the middle of the field. So I do think there's gonna be some opportunity there for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's gonna be big.
All right. Do y'all have any hot takes for this game?
I'm just hoping they'll utilize a lot of players.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
The ball
Get everybody
distribution.
involved.
Yeah.
I think the
gotta-
starters are going to be out. Sorry.
Wait, what?
Out.
What?
You think
Starters going to be out midway through the 4th.
Oh, sugar.
Oh.
Girl.
That's a hot take.
That's a real.
Wow.
That's a burning hot take.
takes.
I don't know if mine's really that hot of a take. But if the Cowboys don't get an early start in this game, that could seal their fate.
Why you gotta come
Right?
in here and bring us
No,
down?
okay, I'm being realistic.
But they're not even a high scoring offense.
Okay.
What makes you think that?
What?
That they won't get a fast start, or that like they can't play from
Cowboys?
behind. Yeah,
Because they haven't had a fast start up until the last 2 weeks.
that's fair.
Think
Like
that-
all season
Very true.
consistently, we've been talking about how this team needs to start fast and whether they defer the ball or not, and they don't. Mm-hmm. So honestly, you're in the playoffs. Don't put yourself to come back from behind. Why would you want to do that?
I would definitely take the ball against these teams.
That's what
You're right, sis.
I'm sick of seeing the ball being deferred. And I understand the logic of you want to score before the half and then get it back and score. You haven't been doing that until this last game. So it's not working.
It was
So-
also too on south of the sideline. It was because of the wind too, which
That's
was
true.
cool.
And
to
Christy
know.
talked about that too.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you don't get an early start, and I'm not even saying you have to like consistently score every single time you have the ball, because that's not a realistic game either. I'm just saying start early and set the tone, because this is a tone-setting game, and it's more of a momentum swinging game.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think I heard something about them, like the Packers do really good coming out of the half, and that's when they score their most points. So.
Oh, the Cowboys ain't good in
And
third, fourth,
yeah,
fast. That's important. To know. So to your point, is to get to a fast start. I think the best situation for them to be in is to trade their threes for your sevens, and hold them to field goals. They're only averaging 22.4 points a game.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to change a whole bunch. My hot take is
Oh, here we go.
Jordan Love has not been sacked a lot this year. I think they've only given up 41 sacks. I'm saying the Cowboys defense gets at least 3.
Period.
I love that.
I like that.
I think that's realistic too.
I think they attack their left tackle. This offensive line is actually pretty good. Like
Yeah.
I was surprised when I watched them, and they've kept him clean for the most part. But because he's still learning and stuff, I think
Yeah.
the Cowboys secondary gives him some time and makes him a little indecisive. There'll be sacks there, but I'm looking for them to attack the left tackle and the center.
Okay. You got a hot take?
Oh, it's not really a hot take, but it's about like our offense.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, well, okay. Well, y'all are gonna talk about them, but I think CeeDee Lamb will dominate against.
Talk about it.
Alexander. Yeah, I think that's his name.
Zaire?
Yes. So I mean, because
a good
they've played against each other before, and he destroyed them. So
They don't have nobody
Yeah.
over there
Yep.
that can guard big homie 88 for real. So
Well, we'll be talking about this offense mañana. That's a wrap for today's episode of Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Jigsaw, the preferred dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see you tomorrow.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this,